Is it the final after film? There will be no more after movies after this. Hey everyone, I'm Sassy Critic. I talk about film, television shows, and everything around it, so that is your thing, hop on for the ride. I may have been a bit dramatic there, but I'm being 100% serious. There'll be no more after films after this. In this installment of the After franchise, Hardin wrote his book. Tessa does not like it and so walks out because it's about them as a couple. So Hardin needs to write a second book and flies to Portugal. And at the same time, he wants to make amends with his ex-girlfriend, Natalie, not Tessa. It may sound like there's a lot of plot happening in this movie, but to be honest, not much happens. If you get my drift. But to be honest, I kind of like the fact that the film is set in Portugal. It looks like a beautiful country. Mimi Keene is in this movie as Natalie, and seeing her is like a breath of fresh air. It may sound like I'm praising it, but honestly, this movie is probably just as bad as the others. The film is mostly from Hardin's perspective. Tessa is hardly in this movie. The writing's all over the place. The editing is all over the place. Some scenes are too short or too long. Natalie as a character is very much underdeveloped, to the point when they introduced her character, I was confused. On top of that, us as the audience are told that Hardin has changed, but we don't really see much changing in his character. And not to mention that everybody that interacts with Hardin would be angry with him in one scene and then literally in the next do a 180 and just be happy with him. Like, just with those scenes alone, I was just frustrated and confused. About a couple of scenes where Tessa is actually in. Every other scene that we see her is recycled from the previous films. The ending of this film, the ending of this franchise, is very rushed. And when it came to the characters in this movie, I did not know who to root for. If I had to be 100% honest, I'm relieved that this is the last film. For 5 movies, I did not really ship Hardin and Tessa. The relationship was not very believable. Some of the side characters are more interesting than the main characters, aka Langdon, and the writing was just poor. And to end off this video, I do want to say that if you do enjoy the after films and you find them to be a little guilty pleasure or a film to watch to wind down, that's great. But for me, these films just were not it. Like and follow for more. Let me know what you think of After Everything.